Fucking ramblings of insane men going on over here.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the three boys on the porch, and my name is Ozzy.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Cam, and today we've actually got our first guest on the podcast. Hope everybody isn't too abrasive with our guest. It is Vic, one of our longtime friends. How you doing, Vic?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Can't complain. We've got another tier list in the works for everybody here so far.
Oh yeah, it's looking like a good one. We've already picked out the parts of it. We've got it all put in, randomized already. No shenanigans, I promise. I clicked random at least 3 times. We've got a nice tier list this time. Well, we'll hold that for now. Cam, do you have any fantastic stories?
Well, I've never told a joke on this podcast. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Only life advice.
You know what? I'm
That's
gonna throw a curveball at y'all. I'm gonna save the life advice / joke / life changing experience till the end of the podcast.
Ooh, ominous.
Okay.
Kind of send it off.
Cliffhanger.
I like it.
Might mean that it's better or worse than usual.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started here, since there's not much else to say. So it is a best video games of all time, as mentioned in the last podcast. I think we hinted at it. We've each picked our 4 favorites. There was a little bit of an overlap, but we made it work. And so, like last time, we'll just debate them as they come up, and whichever one is at the end, the last one standing, is objectively the best video game ever made, and the rest are complete dog shit.
Unplayable.
Absolutely abhorrent and just need to be deleted from the universe.
All right, so number 1, we have a tried and true Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops, number 1 in particular, going against a sort of classic from the same era, Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. What are your thoughts?
I played Black Ops 1 way before I played Oblivion, which is kind of funny. But just gameplay-wise, I don't know about... Well, graphics are a lot better in Black Ops. I'm honestly just thinking Black Ops right off the bat.
Black Ops and Oblivion have some good things about both of them.
And as the resident Elder Scrolls expert, Vic, how do you feel about that take that Black Ops is just sort of off the bat better?
I will say that Black Ops did. I don't remember if Oblivion came before Black Ops. Oblivion 2008. What was Black Ops? Does anybody remember?
I think 2012
I think it was,
or something.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
quite a few years after.
Yeah. So graphics wise, and I would say story wise, Black Ops definitely beats it out. It just depends on if you're more of a open world or focused, and then obviously the multiplayer, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That is true. The multiplayer is there. Oblivion is a bit lacking in that. But you got to think about this. If you include the modding community, does that add anything?
Well,
I think that we should, for at least for the purposes of the tier list, go for the games at base value.
Okay.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
that's not the game. That's just...
Sure.
Right. It
Like-
definitely could be taken into account in a normal, maybe just kind of arguing other things against another. But I think that the overall winner would just end up being Skyrim because it's got the best modding community probably
Yeah.
of all time.
yeah, I was about to say you just crushed all of Bethesda.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I was just curious. I agree. I think it's good to just take it at what it's worth. All right, so I think I'm convinced with Black Ops. I loved playing it. It was my second ever Call of Duty, so it's up there. I'm going to cast my vote towards Black Ops as well.
There was one thing that we neglected to mention with this, which was the zombies mode in Black Ops, which I think World at War Zombies was good, but I think everybody fell in love with zombies collectively whenever Black Ops 1 came out.
Yeah.
With Kino der
Yeah.
Black Ops 1
And that,
is probably the best zombies maps in my opinion.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
so
for
as
sure.
well. Well,
Yeah.
I think personally Black Ops 3 has the best, but Black Ops 1 is definitely where I fell in love with the game personally.
You mean you don't like playing fighting against zombie like George Romero or whatever his name is?
Oh man, I mean that's just a banger, but it does have some kind of, whereas like Black Ops, well, we'll save that for another time. As far as like maybe we could do a best Call of Duty of all time
It's true.
in the near future.
So are you casting
Yeah.
your vote for Black Ops as well then?
I am.
All right, so then I guess Black Ops will take that one. We'll submit that
Yeah,
one.
As the resident Elder Scrolls expert, even though Oblivion was my first game, just
Yeah.
because a friend had it right before Skyrim came out,
Yeah.
I definitely loved Skyrim better.
All right, so next up we've got Super Mario Galaxy.
Oof.
It's a solid like nostalgia pick versus, I mean, this is just slaughter here, but Skyrim, the newest edition.
Oh no!
Oh man, did my man Galaxy dirty though?
Yeah, Galaxy
Yeah.
has a chance, but I think against
Just
Skyrim,
not against Skyrim.
Hold up. I'll play devil's advocate in this. I'll let y'all argue for Skyrim. I mean, there's not many things that can be said about one of the greatest video games of all time, but I will argue the case for Super Mario Galaxy, even though I probably am fighting a losing battle.
I mean, let's hear it.
Let me just preface this by saying that up to date, Super Mario Galaxy is the highest rated video game of all time.
I agree. I think so. I think Galaxy's highs are as high as Skyrim's, and I think they have less lows. The only problem is that I think Skyrim has more highs.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
collectively it does have more highs, but I think that there isn't whereas there's tons of different kinds of RPGs of cut from the same cloth where build your character. Some might not be quite the same as Skyrim, but I mean, all of the other Elder Scrolls games that came before it they're just kind of iterations of the same game pretty much, whereas Mario Galaxy was the first of its kind for the most part. Not really the first of its kind, but it perfected a formula, whereas Skyrim, Bethesda's kind of still tweaking with an engine that has been dead since Morrowind, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah.
Another thing to take into consideration is how like revolutionary Galaxy was. Like,
yes,
the fact that you have like gravity on like planets that you can jump between. I don't know if that's ever been done before. Versus
multifaceted in like the best sense. Yeah,
and Skyrim is the 5th version of like the same game. I'm not saying nothing changed between Elder Scrolls 1 Arena and Skyrim, but it's basically the same game, just with.
I would say it's worse because Arena has all of Tamriel, or the world of Skyrim, for those that don't know, versus Skyrim, where it's just one continent.
That's true. Am I making a genuine case for Super Mario Galaxy? Absolutely not. I'm voting Skyrim.
Yeah, I'm going Skyrim. Just for like replayability, content, nostalgia. I have a lot of nostalgia for Super Mario Galaxy. Don't get me wrong, but
I think
Skyrim.
You got it when you said replayability. Galaxy just doesn't quite have that replayability. Skyrim, just the world has so much more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I replayed Galaxy recently, and I was like, I remember all of this, and it's been 12 years since I played it last.
Yep. Cam,
that was going to be my only argument. Look at how many hours played.
True.
I cannot argue against the juggernaut that is Skyrim. It is clearly the better game. I just felt like somebody had to put up a fight for one of the best games of all time.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
Now it's not, though. Now it's unplayable and
it's garbage.
Yep. All right, next up, we've got Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh, yeah.
A good
banger.
Good banger there. Probably one of the better Star Wars games, at least non-Lego.
I mean, might want to clarify which Battlefront 2.
It's true.
Yeah.
The original Battlefront 2, that is, not the new remake.
Yeah, it's not EA's Battlefront 2.
2003, right? 5? Okay, yeah.
Nice. Versus
the old one.
Breath of the Wild.
Man.
How could you do Battlefront dirty like that?
I know. Victor, have you actually played Breath of the Wild?
I have not. No, I haven't. But I have watched many a playthrough.
That's fair. Here's my thing, and I'm going to be like Victor. I'm going to be honest. I haven't played Battlefront 2, the original, or the new one.
Damn.
So
yeah.
I'll let Cam and Matt can decide this one since they've played both.
All right.
What do you guys think?
We're gonna go with the Skyrim thing. More hours played. I've put probably hundreds and hundreds of hours into Battlefront 2, and whenever I finished Breath of the Wild, I was kind of just done. There's a lot of replayability in both games because of multiplayer in Battlefront 2, and then just all of the content that's just there in Breath of the Wild. What do you think, Cam?
So for me, Battlefront 2 was kind of right on that edge for me, where if I had gotten the experience that a lot of other people had where they were able to play it on. Well, not even a lot of people. It was kind of a niche community when it came out because online play. It was maybe one of the pioneers of like kind of online shooters, but I will say that as far as hours played goes, I've got tons and tons more hours in Breath of the Wild just because of the overflowing amounts of content that there are in that game with the DLC, with just all of the things that are in the base game of the world, all the other things that you can do. You can turn off the map and just roam and never get tired of looking at the environment versus like you're kind of comparing like a polished formula of a game that came out fairly recently to something that, you know, they weren't able to create circles with the amount of polygons necessary that they had.
Yeah.
To me,
So I'm casting my vote for Breath of the Wild.
I'm going to have to go Battlefront 2 here.
oh no.
Yeah.
All right, well, here's my take on it. And I haven't played, obviously I know what Battlefront 2 is. I've seen, like Vic, I've seen tons of gameplay, never played it. But to me, it's like quality of game. So like Call of Duty Warzone is fun, but it's like you just get on a battlefield map and you shoot at other people versus Breath of the Wild, which in my opinion, there's more varied gameplay. So like personal enjoyment, I don't know. I get more enjoyment from like RPG style games than I do shooters, even though shooters are fun for me.
Yeah, I know it's going to be blasphemy because I put Battlefront 2 on the list to begin with. It is very repetitive. Keep in mind, my nostalgia comes from the fact that I had a PlayStation 2, but I had no internet. So
Right.
all
Split
I
screen.
played was split screen
Yep.
and just bots.
Yep.
So I will have to give it to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that's a tough one because they're both like solid contenders. All right, next we've got two Call of Duties. Oh man, this is gonna be rough.
Oh no.
We've got Call of Duty World at War versus Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, that one's actually kind of easy for me. Well, maybe.
Oof.
I might get blasted here, but I'm going to say World at War.
Oh, my man. So, like I said before the show, there are two distinct experiences. I'll explain this for the viewers as well, that I have that kind of gives me definitely way more nostalgia with Modern Warfare 2, pretty much over any game that I've ever had, is that I sat on the couch for hundreds and hundreds of hours with Vic and played split screen co-op, both what was the other mode?
Spec Ops.
Spec Ops missions were all solid. Never got tired of those. Multiplayer was probably the best that there was. Modern Warfare 3, I think, tried to improve on it a little bit, but I think that Modern Warfare 2 is the perfected formula, in my opinion.
As much as like I think it's a factor, the main factor shouldn't necessarily be nostalgia as much as it's which is the better game.
Yeah, because I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia for World at War. I played like so many hours of it with my brothers, zombies and multiplayer. So
that's what
I think you have to make an argument for the story and like the actual gameplay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
solid.
The campaign plus Spec Ops / zombies because they're equivalents, and then the multiplayer like on both. I think Modern Warfare 2 definitely has better multiplayer, and I think I like the campaign more, but honestly I like zombies way more than I like Spec Ops.
See, I'm kind of in the opposite boat. I like Spec Ops more than I like World at War Zombies. World at War Zombies, let me preface.
That's fair. World at War Zombies is interesting.
Because I mean, I don't think any of us here have played, other than maybe the remasters of the maps. The original Nocturne on Toten is pretty much the only experience we have with World at War Zombies, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is for me.
Because they did have Derice and, oh lord, I'm about to get roasted for not knowing these maps. But
I mean, I played
the
all
other
the
two.
I played all the maps.
Varrock and Shangri-La, those are the two.
Yeah, that's right. It comes down to, for me, multiplayer and story, and I think even though Spec Ops and Zombies are good, they're like additions to the game, but neither of them are perfect in their games. So I think it's going to come down to just, for me, Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer just can't be beat, and I spent a lot of time and enjoyment on that alone.
I'm in the same boat. I spent way too much time playing Modern Warfare 2. Not to say that I don't like World at War, because it's in my top 3 for Call of Duties for sure. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe not, but
All right, well, Vic, what do you think?
Yep. y'all did the same thing. You put what I picked beside something that's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my god. While I love the story of World at War a little bit more than I do Modern Warfare 2, the fact that the Modern Warfare series as a story is
Yeah.
better, I'll have to go with Modern Warfare. It hurts, but
Yeah, it's
I feel
another
that.
another tough one.
It's another one of those things where like it's just a newer game and it's more polished,
That's true.
yeah.
so it's just gonna win.
All right, we've got another one here. Nintendo exclusive. Actually, I have this on Nintendo. Both of these on my Nintendo Switch, that is. So the exclusive is Smash Ultimate, and we've got Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Two very different games.
Yeah, that's a problem because like there's infinite replayability in Smash, and then there's not in Black Flag because it's a multiplayer game.
Yeah, like Matt said, Smash Ultimate's got more infinite replayability, especially with friends, versus Black Flag, which has a story and it.
Yeah, let's talk about storyline here.
You mean you don't like the Smash Path
World
of
of
Light?
Light? Yeah,
It's
no.
definitely the weakest of all the Smash stories for sure.
Yeah, I'd say
You can't really beat Brawl's. Dang it, what is it called?
I don't know.
True Light Emissary. That's what it's called.
This is my first Smash game, so I have no idea how any others work. I like it a lot, but it's my first Smash game, so I have no idea like what to compare it to in terms of like its predecessors.
Yeah, this is another kind of hard one.
Vic, what do you
I'll have
think?
to think about it.
I'd have to go with Smash just because I've played a little bit of both of them. Black Flag just a little bit more, but it's the repetitiveness of both. Black Flag just doesn't compare to a good fighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Smash here.
Yeah,
even though I picked Black Flag.
I'm also gonna have to go with Smash. Black Flag is one of the better Assassin's Creeds, but it's one of the last good ones.
I think it's definitely a shame that we only had one Assassin's Creed on there.
It's true.
I mean, when you're kind of narrowing down the list of 16 best video games of all time, something's got to go. I'm actually going to cast my vote for Black Flag just to stick it to y'all. I'm not going to lie.
That's fair. All right, next up, Halo 2 versus Dark Souls. Dark Souls 1, that is.
Halo 2.
Yeah.
Not
even a second thought. You want to give us some reasoning?
There's the storyline in Halo.
Oh my gosh.
For those that, nobody knows this, but we had an extensive debate on the storyline of Dark Souls games.
Yeah, Matt is a believer that Dark Souls 1 in particular has no real story.
It has a very weak storyline. I revised my statement.
That's true.
It's just a very weak storyline.
Here's the
Halo
thing.
2 has a very good one.
I just personally not a Halo fan, just in general. Nothing against like Halo 2 in particular. I didn't have an Xbox growing up, so I only played Halo 2 at like a friend's house a few times, which the multiplayer is good, but I couldn't tell you jack crap about the story because I never played it.
What about you, Vic?
Okay, so it's gonna sound like heresy. I also grew up with a PlayStation, didn't play much Halo on my own. On the other hand, Malachi and Ethan, I went to their house many times, and they do have an Xbox, and we played the absolute shit out of Halo 2. It is by far the greater of the two.
Okay.
Let's go.
I also really don't like Dark Souls' combat style. I cannot get a hold of it. Others can, and they're great. I have a really hard time with it.
Yeah, that's
Victor
fair.
is a known Dark Souls hater. I forgot about this.
All right, well, Cam, what do you think? Because you may be the deciding factor here. We got two for Halo, and one for DS.
So I am a PlayStation kid.
Okay.
If you had an Xbox growing up, you were just
gay.
That is short as I can put it in old gamer slang. You were just gay.
Yeah, that was what it was known as.
But that saying, I do like Halo 2's story, having played it now as an adult. The multiplayer servers are gone at this point, so there's nobody playing Halo 2 multiplayer anymore. Big sad. I think I am going to go... Wait, what was the other option?
Dark Souls 1.
Dark Souls.
Dark
See, it's
Souls,
so
that's
forgettable.
right.
Don't even vote for it.
I was just getting a little lost in the sauce with the nostalgia, which I said that I wasn't going to do. But I am going to go for Dark Souls because it's the better game of the two.
Well,
It's got an actual story versus a game that was meant for multiplayer and story second,
Huh?
kind of like
Ain't
a
no
Call of
way.
Duty game.
Then
Ain't
you
no
obviously didn't
way.
play the story.
I
Yeah.
did play the story and it was bad because it was a
Can you
Halo
tell me
game.
what it's about?
It's about a ring called a Halo, and there is a blue chick that doesn't want it to go off, but there's a bunch of people that do want it to go off. And there's this guy.
Oh,
this
that's the
Space
plot for
Marine
Avatar.
Looking. Oh man, am I just describing the plot for 80 different sci-fi movies? Probably.
I remember the Halo ring in Avatar. That was a big
Yes.
part of the movie.
Yep,
That's
yep.
another point. Can you name any can you quote Avatar at any point in the movie?
Yeah,
It's you, the Avatar.
it's,
I can't tell you a single quote.
Exactly.
I'm trying so hard to think of one. I can't either.
Fire on
Yeah.
that giant tree. That's all I got. Look,
So we got a tie. Right?
we've got a tie. There has to be an impasse. And
we didn't think about this.
yeah. So here's the thing. I think I think I'm persuaded to go with Halo on this personally. I personally like Dark Souls more, but as for like what's a better game, I think Halo 2 had like more people making happy memories. Dark Souls just hurts to play.
I mean, it depends on what stage you are in Dark Souls. If it's your first time playing, if you're comparing them to when they came out, which I think they came out around a similar time, no?
Halo was a little younger, I think.
A little bit younger. I'm going towards Dark Souls because it's got a great story. I mean, it feeds you all the story at the beginning, and you just kind of have to pick up the pieces, but...
I know it's heresy because I put it in, and I also vehemently defend Dark Souls 1 as a great game, but I'm going to go Halo 2 just to keep the bracket moving, and like I said, I think more happy memories have been made in the game.
I definitely think there was an argument at the beginning where we said we weren't going to put in nostalgia, but that's okay. We can just move on.
Well, the bracket must go on.
The bracket will go on. I will just be upset about it.
All right, next up, we've got. I mean, it's a debate, right? So they convinced me.
Appeal to emotions.
That's right.
Appeal to emotions.
So next, we've got Stronghold Crusader versus Fallout New Vegas.
Oh man,
bitch.
Yeah, this is I don't know.
It's the hard balls.
So the thing about Stronghold is, it's like PC only. I think.
Yeah, it's an RTS.
So
most RTSs are PC only. At least RTSs of that era.
Yeah,
Not Civ.
That's true. I have Civ on the Switch. It's not an RTS though.
Civ is not an RTS.
Yeah, it's turn-based.
It's a turn-based strategy game.
You're right. My bad.
But I didn't have a PC that I could actually put games on until I was like a sophomore in high school. So I didn't get to play it till later on, and I was kind of already done with like discovering my video games that I liked, and so by then I didn't really have room to like add another one in my rotation of games I played. So I did play it, and I do like the gameplay, but I don't love it.
Yeah, it goes back to like replayability. Stronghold is kind of repetitive once you get down the idea of it. You just,
But does Fallout have that
castle.
much more replayability? I don't think it does.
Fallout New Vegas?
1,000%.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yes. If we're talking Fallout 3, then or Fallout 4 even, maybe not. But Fallout New Vegas, definitely.
I beat New Vegas in 3 hours without putting the remote down. I haven't played it since, so I liked it, but I haven't touched it since I beat it, and I speed ran it basically. So my opinion on either game is not great.
My problem with New Vegas is that I start every single game that I've ever played wanting to do something, and then I always go the same route that I've always gone, but I still have a freaking fantastic time doing it every time. I always side with Yes Man. I always kill Mr. House. That's just the way that I've always done it, and I always love doing it.
Vic, what do you think?
Once again, you pit what I put against a very fantastic game.
Yep.
Stronghold Crusader was the very first game I ever played. One of my uncles had it on his computer, and that's when I played it. But New Vegas is a very phenomenal game.
That plus just my experience, I think New Vegas does take the cake.
I'm also going New Vegas.
There's something to be said for RTSs though, because they they're like, if anybody's ever heard of the band Oasis, it's like pretty much the same boat. Like they were popular around the same time too. It's just a bright flame that burned out really quick.
It's true. All right, next up we've got a all-time bestseller, Minecraft versus Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Oh,
Dang, this is actually a little bit harder than I.
That
than
is
I thought
really
it.
hard.
Yeah. I mean,
In my head, I was like, oh, Minecraft, easy dub, and then you said CSGO. And I was like, oh.
yeah. See, the thing is, for me, when I was a kid, I liked Minecraft more. I would have liked Minecraft more. But as an adult, like if I'm gonna play a game right now, I'm not gonna play Minecraft. Nothing against Minecraft. I just don't have a desire.
Here's the thing. Minecraft is kind of bad now, and I think that's actually going to sway my vote.
That's
it became like one big Minecraft mod, and
Yeah.
it doesn't even feel like the same game anymore. So I'm going CSGO. Also, I just love shooters.
Yeah. Well, pre 1.10 or whatever, like basically the update after the combat update, that's when things started getting bad. Like shields, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Shields were okay, but it just kept. That was the beginning of the end. The things just kept getting worse, and I understand they got to keep selling the game, so they need to keep it fresh. But at that point, it's no longer just the simple game of Minecraft.
What do you think, Vic?
If this had been before I had my own Wi-Fi to actually play CS:GO, it would have been Minecraft.
Yeah.
But now that I have actual internet and can do things, it's CS:GO all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It definitely is. It definitely is. I mean, as an adult now, I love CSGO. I just wish that I was able to hop on the train when I was younger so that I could have the same love for it that everybody else does from years and years ago.
It's true. All right, CSGO.
Minecraft is a very good game, though.
Oh, it's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
no,
think
it's
I
not.
played it to death.
No, it's not. We determined that it's bad.
Playable.
That's a good point. I think playing it to death is a real thing you can do with games like Minecraft, Terraria, like sandbox games. Like if you just play them too much, it gets to the point where it's like I could keep doing other stuff, but like, do I want to?
Once you get the god weapon, you have Electra with all netherite armor. Like, where are you going from there?
Yep.
You're just gonna build another building.
All right, so we are moving into the quarterfinals here, and to start off strong, we've got two shooters. We've got Halo 2 and Modern Warfare 2.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Wow. The two juggernauts. Even though Modern Warfare 2 was also on the the Xbox.
Yep.
I feel like for no reason people like compare them like apples. I mean, they compare them as like one is like the PlayStation exclusive versus the Xbox giant, but I mean, Halo was the only one that was exclusive.
Yeah, it's true.
I will say, is it even a debate? I mean,
I don't think so.
I also don't think so, but I hope you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, I am. Modern Warfare, easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was a little scared.
Yeah.
No.
All right, I'm glad we're all. Yeah.
I like Call of Duty more than Halo.
Oh, okay,
for
that's
just
fair.
everything.
It seems we're all men of the cloth.
All right, next up we've got two Nintendo exclusives: Zelda Breath of the Wild versus Smash Ultimate.
It's an interesting one.
So we got a big difference between the games here again. Seems
Yep.
like a problem we're running into.
Hey, you have to take everything into account when you're deciding this isn't the best RPG of all time or the best FPS of all time. This is the best video game of all time.
I had more enjoyment playing Breath of the Wild. Maybe not, because you got to think about the experiences that you have playing Smash.
I'm going Smash. I really like Breath of the Wild, but it's hard to make a point for either one right now.
Yeah,
Like, it's hard.
it might be my bias showing, but I watched Game Grumps play Breath of the Wild far more than Smash, so I have a lot of good funny moments for myself.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Smash is fun, but it is like most games, like fighter games, it's very one note. It's just a fighter.
Yeah.
Versus Breath of the Wild, which like you've got action, you've got fighting, you've got exploration, puzzle solving, and it looks gorgeous the whole time. I think I'm gonna have to go with Breath of the Wild.
I think I'll also go with Breath of the Wild. Even though, I mean, we can take into account that they're two different games made for two different purposes. It's like Same
Yeah.
like what I was saying. It's just we're trying to name the best video game of all time.
Yep. All right. So I guess Breath of the Wild will take that cake there. It's a tough one though.
That's fair.
It's a tough one.
Yes, sir.
Next up, we've got Black Ops 1 versus Skyrim.
Told you they were getting hard.
Yeah, this is just straight murder.
I mean, when I think about which game I had more fun playing, it's gonna be Skyrim.
Yeah, 100%.
Black Ops 1 has great multiplayer, the zombies is amazing, and the story is cool, but Skyrim it's just Skyrim.
Skyrim's gonna be hard to beat, I will say.
Yeah, I think it would be possible, because the thing is, after
It's not a perfect game.
No, and again, it's the same Elder Scrolls game formula, just times the 5th version, basically, and it looks prettier.
Mhm.
But there's not a lot that separates like the gameplay mechanics from it and the previous 5 games, other than just minor things. I mean, the same can be said for Call of Duty as well.
Yeah, I haven't played either of these games.
That's 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't killed them, so it's really hard.
Vic, what do you think?
I mean, you already know my answer. I fell madly in love with the lore and everything, so I
Yeah, the Black Ops lore.
Skyrim all the way. Well, I mean, I am in the game, so I do have a small bias.
This is
That's
true.
true. That's true.
Victor Reznov.
But
yeah.
Skyrim wins for
I
myself.
think I'm gonna have to go Skyrim as well, just because of everything in the game.
Yeah, same. The final and the quarters, we've got. This is a tough one. CS:GO versus Fallout New Vegas.
I don't get what you mean. This is a tough one. This is definitely CS:GO for me.
Oh, okay.
CS:GO to
Yeah.
the polls all the way.
I'm glad you're on the
Yeah.
same page. I was also going to say CS:GO. I thought you were going to defend
yeah.
Fallout. It was your pick.
It was my
Min-
pick, but this is going back to the experiences I've had as an adult. I did play New Vegas through recently with mods, but even without mods, it still holds up really well.
Mhm.
And it's got to be CS:GO for me. I've had a lot more fun as an adult now that I have access to any video game that I want.
I'm saying CS:GO as well.
All right,
Yeah,
nice.
Men of the Cloth.
Yep, that's right. All right, so that gets us out of the quarters and into the semifinals. This one here is a tough one. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 versus Breath of the Wild. For me, this is a tough one. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not that hard for you guys, but I'm struggling here.
This is a hard one, actually.
I mean, is it?
What do you mean by that?
What could you mean?
Well, it's probably bias showing again, but I've barely played Breath of the Wild. It's a fantastic fucking game.
Okay,
From
yes,
what I've
I agree
seen.
with you then.
Mhm. Here's the
I-
thing.
It's definitely Modern Warfare.
Here's the thing for me. If I'm picking up a game right now, like if I'm booting up a game to play, it's Breath of the Wild out of those two. Like, I personally have no desire to play Modern Warfare 2 at all. It's a great game, but like, do I want to play it? Not really.
What about
That-
multiplayer?
That's a good point, though.
I mean, the multiplayer was great, but I prefer CS:GO's multiplayer. I'm not a big fan of like that style of multiplayer since I've played CS:GO, and even like Warzone I like Battle Royale.
So did you play it to death? Is that why you?
No, well, I mean maybe just the Call of Duty formula of like team deathmatch. I don't like how simple it is now. I prefer
Yeah.
like how it's
Well,
way more
we're-
competitive with other like shooters.
We're comparing Modern Warfare 2 the formula back then wasn't destroyed to absolute
No, it's not that I'm
hell like it is now.
And I don't think it's saturated. It just personally, for my like the way I game, I would rather have like a more competitive game like Warzone or CS:GO. You don't see like huge tournaments for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, like the new version that came out. But you do.
You did
see...
back in the day, but you also, in the same breath, you see still tournaments for CS:GO. Could that be because they haven't made a new one? Possibly, but
it's just for me. It's got to be Breath of the Wild because if I'm gonna play a game and boot something up right now, it's not Modern Warfare 2. It's a good game, but I don't want to play it. What do you think, Kim?
I'm personally gonna go Modern Warfare 2.
That's fair. All right, Modern Warfare takes it. It's a great game.
No, actually, sorry. Your
Oh!
points got to me. I can't
Oh yeah.
deny it. If
Wow.
if I had both sitting in front of me that I could pop into a computer or a Switch or whatever, I'd probably boot in Breath of the Wild first.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's just it for me. They're both great. It's just, I think one is a better game as a game. one is a better shooter multiplayer. Well, now we've reached an impasse, so somebody's got to budge. Matt, what do you think? You were quick on the gun, but have you changed your opinion at all?
No. I like the Call of Duty franchise more than Zelda. If this was... Well,
I don't like the
about
Zelda franchise, to be honest. I just love Breath of the Wild.
If this was Twilight Princess, I probably would have said Twilight Princess, but it's not. It's Breath of the Wild.
Do you think Twilight Princess is better than Breath of the Wild?
Yes.
Whoa.
Any day.
Whoa.
I mean, you know how far I made it. I didn't get out of the starting dungeon.
It's got one of the longest
that's besides
in video game history.
That's besides the point, though. We're not talking about that. I just side note. Anyway, yeah, I'm not changing my vote here.
All right, flipping. Heads is Modern Warfare 2. I was about to flip this thing without naming them, but heads is Modern Warfare 2. Tails is Breath of the Wild. It is Tails. Breath of the Wild wins. Y'all are just gonna have to trust me on that one.
I don't.
Well, I mean, if you don't trust him, then just trust that he changed his vote, I guess.
Yep.
All right, there you go. Bet.
All right, so that brings us to the last of the semifinals. Again, a real tough one here. Counter-Strike Global Offensive versus Skyrim.
Oh man.
I mean,
this is where the whole if I had to boot up one right now comes to a head, because I would play both of them if I had them available.
I don't think I would play both of them, to be honest.
Oh no.
I have great memories of Skyrim, but at the same time, it's like, which one do I enjoy playing more? I think I enjoy playing CSGO more than I enjoy playing. I like the game of Skyrim better, but I like playing CSGO more. I don't know if that makes sense.
I sometimes like playing CSGO, and I sometimes don't. It really depends on how good and or bad I'm doing any particular night. But I will never not enjoy playing Skyrim.
That's a good point. Matt, what do you think?
I really don't know. I mean, whenever we play CSGO, it's just the same two matches where either we're destroying our opponents or we're getting destroyed. So it's the same experience the whole time.
The enigma of being a silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say Skyrim. Just as a better game with more enjoyable moments.
Mm-hmm.
It's more diverse.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. And especially if you don't include like mods and community maps, like because CSGO you can do so much more, but without including that,
oh yeah,
I think I agree. I think Skyrim's a better game, even though I have more fun playing CSGO.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if I was going to play a game right now, it would definitely be CSGO. But that's not really my deciding point.
Right. I assume we know what Vic's going with Skyrim here.
I mean, you already said my title earlier.
This is true. All right, so that brings us to the absolute final, which this is the showdown to end all showdowns. Skyrim versus Breath of the Wild.
Ooh, man.
Now, this is comparing apples to apples. They are like the same game. Like, you can't get a more fair comparison of game types. They're both almost the exact same genre.
Does this come down to our bias towards which games we like more? Not really, because we all kind of considered... I mean, we all pretty much chose a wide variety. I think we all chose an FPS. We all chose some other kind of genre, and then we all chose an RPG game. So it's not like we all just chose RPGs and then that's what came out in the end. It's just like comparing and contrasting each other's RPG games, at least in our take, might just be the better genre.
Well, if you look at the bracket, we have CSGO on one side with Skyrim, and you have Modern Warfare 2 with Breath of the Wild on the other. So shooters made it to the semifinals on both. So it's not like we knocked anything out there. But anyways, yeah, so Breath of the Wild versus Skyrim. I don't know.
I mean, it's going to be a three-way between you three.
Yeah, that's true.
We already know which way he's going.
Yeah, I don't blame you for choosing that either. It's just, you don't have a Switch and you love Skyrim. There's ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Obviously, there's a lot more lore. There's a lot more to learn and about Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls universe. Breath of the Wild, Zelda, there's not a lot of real lore. A lot of it's just fan stuff. Although we do know that Link is a Christian.
This is true.
Confirmed.
This is canon, by the way.
This is legitimate canon.
Old Nintendo magazine, Link is praying beneath Jesus, like a statue of Jesus.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, it's from the 90s. It's like a game
Does
manual.
that sway my vote?
Christian Link.
Christian Link.
I'm going Skyrim.
Oh, man. Well, look, here's the thing for me. I liked Skyrim a lot when it came out, and then I didn't feel that same like for an RPG until Breath of the Wild came out. For me, a good video game, specifically an RPG, is based around exploration. I know not everybody's like that, but the sense of exploration and discovery that I get in a game is what makes or breaks it. Which is why I like Dark Souls so much, because it's all about the map and exploring it, and like, oh, this part comes out here and it's all connected. Breath of the Wild, you can't beat the sense of discovery and like wonder that you get, in my opinion.
I mean, I think Skyrim matches it almost perfectly. It's just a newer game. The graphics are better. That's why it seems better.
No.
Although you could argue that the graphics aren't really
Yeah, it's not the
that much.
graphics.
It's just a different style.
It's more
I
like
think it's
every part of Breath of the Wild has character, whereas Skyrim has less parts. Like most of Skyrim just looks like it's the same, like mountains, snow, trees.
it looks like actual nature. It's not very fantastical.
Versus in Breath of the Wild, you've got like a region that's snow, a region that's grass, a region that's lava, and like raining.
Well, I was gonna mention it's very like realistic but mystical at the same time because there's rain and weather conditions and all that stuff, and you have to stay warm and all that. But
I think that's another thing is even though like Skyrim is quote unquote more realistic, you actually have like temperature to worry about in Breath of the Wild.
was the ultra realism a mod or not, Vic?
It was originally a mod. For the newest version that came out, they did add it as its own feature.
Oh,
Okay, that's why it's my vote.
Yeah,
Because you do have to worry about cold, sleep, food, drinking, all of that in the ultra realism.
But you can turn it on and off. It's not a thing that's automatic.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, but it's a feature in the game.
It's basically like them just adding a Fallout survival mode to
It's the
Skyrim
exact
for the most
same.
part. It's the exact same.
I mean, I like that. That is really cool. I want an RPG that does that. What do you think, Cam?
So here's my thing. I have had the itch to play both games for a while now. My PlayStation broke, and I'm letting somebody borrow my copy of Breath of the Wild, so I'm kind of in a limbo over here. But I think as far as for me, oh man, it's got to be. Dang, this is tough. I think it's Skyrim for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, it's hard. I just it's not that Breath of the Wild is a newer game, and it's not that it like looks better because it doesn't look better. It just looks different. It's just that like I didn't have the same sense of discovery. Like so, for example, in Breath of the Wild, you see a mountain, you can climb it. You don't need to like glitch it with a horse or anything to get up. Like you can just climb it. You see a tree, you can go up it.
It's true. The climbing and being able to scale anything in Breath of the Wild does add a whole nother layer of
Like with Breath of the
exploration.
Wild, I feel like I'm actually in the world because everything that I like think to solve a puzzle, it's like, oh, that would be cool if I could like get up and over. It's like, oh, you can do that.
Yeah, it's like if there's a large gorge and there's a bunch of tall trees, you can think, oh, I can just cut down one of these trees to make a bridge. You can do that. Granted,
Well, if it wasn't raining every 5 minutes, you could climb anywhere, but it rains every 5 minutes.
Yeah, the rain while climbing is definitely annoying. I wish you could get like a set of climbing shoes that would negate that. That was like one of the first mods that people made for jailbroken Switches was like shutting off rain as like an option for temporary.
They made like climbing gear, but none of it negated rain slipping, so...
Yeah, it just makes you climb faster and more efficient.
Yeah.
I don't know. As much as I like the lore, I definitely like Skyrim's lore a lot more. Obviously, Breath of the Wild doesn't have much, but just if I'm gonna sit down and play a game, Skyrim is just like I don't
know.
I've done the main quest so many damn times. I don't want to go find the damn stone and Blackreach Barrow for the 50th time for foreign gear.
It's Bleak Falls Barrow.
Oh my! You're right.
See, but that just sells it for me. Bleak Falls. Come on, no.
Come on.
See, but the thing is with Breath of the Wild 2 is, man, I don't know. I'm torn. I had a point, and then I just immediately thought like, oh well, that Skyrim has the exact same thing.
Skyrim's main storyline is so damn boring, and all of the like guilds, Wizards Guild, Fighters Guild, they're all so boring after you've done it 2 times, 3 times. So it's like the replayability for Skyrim's not in any of the actual main quests. It's just in like the walking around and like discovering.
I actually don't agree with that point because I feel like that just comes from the game being older and you having played the main story a bunch of times. Because I think that with the way, because there's not different endings, but you can choose to side one way or the other. There's one more different ending than there is with Breath of the Wild, where you can choose to make it easier for yourself, or
But here's
you can
does
not.
does picking a side actually do anything in Skyrim?
Not really. I will say you do have a point with the guilds. I'll give you that, though my answer doesn't change.
Yeah,
because they did guilds a fuck ton better in Oblivion
Mm-hmm.
than
Oh yeah,
Skyrim.
100%.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
I'll give you that point.
It's just I wish that like Skyrim has like all this potential, and they did it good, but it's just like they could have done it better.
See, but whereas Skyrim has those things like the guilds, like the extra stuff to do, like what else is there to do in Breath of the Wild besides the main story and all the collectathon stuff that you have?
I don't even
DLC.
know. Just walk around.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
It's just good for.
that's my only thing. It's a big, whereas Skyrim is like a big. It's empty in a sense where they were kind of limited at the time for the technology that they have,
Mhm.
but Breath of the Wild is a post-apocalyptic, like literal empty world versus Skyrim, where it's like not teeming with life, but there is a hell of a lot more to do.
Yeah, I'll probably have to go Skyrim. Against my best initial judgment, I think I'll join you guys on the Skyrim train.
I kind of saw this coming.
I
Skyrim
mean,
is the greatest game ever made. Everything else is unplayable.
Unplayable. Breath of the Wild, as good as we just praised it up to be, unplayable.
that's what I was
Absolute
worried about.
trash.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I
I
don't
mean,
know why it happened, but
well,
I fell absolutely head over heels for the Elder Scrolls.
oh yeah, no, it is such a great game. Even after 10 years, it holds up amazingly. Like it doesn't. It's still fun to get on and like do all the other stuff other than the guilds. Like it's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm. That is one thing that I fear about the next game, is that the bar has been set so high that like really the only other thing that they could do is like diversify the guilds, and like it. I'm worried that the bar has been set too high because of all of the hype that's been built up over the years. It's just like, oh, this game's so good. What will the next game be like? And then add a decade's worth of waiting on top of that.
Yeah, we're at the point now where when it comes out, people are going to be pissed no matter what happens.
Right. I think that that's pretty much what it is, because I mean, if you've seen anything Starfield related, it's what people said about all of the Fallout games. It's Skyrim with guns and space.
Yeah, even though it kind of breaks the mold, one thing that they could do is implement a like multiplayer that's not
That
like,
would be nice.
that's not just
Yeah,
like
it
a
would be nice.
grindathon, not like a fucking Skyrim
Not Elder Scrolls
online,
Online.
but like the ability to just like hop onto another person's like world and just like do co-op missions with them.
Elder Scrolls Battle Royale.
They do that in Elden Ring.
The
pretty
Battle
well,
Dragon.
from what I've seen.
Yeah, and
Nobody plays that anymore.
that's true.
I mean, you're right. You are correct, but
They stopped
That is
playing
a
it
good
like
example.
a month after it came out.
Well, you beat it and then there's
It's
nothing else
so
to do.
good, bro.
But it's just like that. There's like that Skyrim with friends mod that like allows you to just like do missions and quests with people online. Like implementing
Yeah.
that to the next Elder Scrolls game would be revolutionary enough to where people I think would be okay with the wait, because that would be the first time that a true Elder Scrolls game has had that, other than ESO, which I don't count.
It'll have to be something real amazing to top
And
Skyrim.
It's like Grand Theft Auto. Like for the next one, it's people's expectations are too high because it's been so damn long.
I mean, we already know it's gonna be shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not looking good for Grand Theft Auto 6.
all right. So I will put a warning out there. This is an explicit joke, but it is pretty funny. So one of the friends that I knew a little bit ways away when I wasn't living here says that he loves hunting and prostitutes for the same reason. There's nothing like a fucking quick buck and paying a buck for a quick fuck. He's in jail now.
I mean, yeah, that's a solid one right there.
God.
It does give me vibes to the Krusty bus station, but slightly more explicit.
30
Little
toy
bit.
horses up the ass.
Why are all your jokes about the same topic?
I
think we might be onto something here.
All right, next episode. Tune in next time for Three Boys on the Porch talk about a collection of camping stories.
Absolutely, yeah. We will be back next time. We've got some camping trip stories to tell you, some possible cryptid encounters that took place, and I'd say thanks to Vic for hopping on this one here. That was fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Vic.
Thanks for ruining the entire tier list with your pick.
Well, I'm so sorry that I know the best things.
All right, ladies and gents, we will catch you next time. Adios.
Podcast out. Am I the only one here?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I was just talking to myself for a minute. This part better stay in the freaking edit. That is
The what?
That's gold.